Put the guns down and stop the violence.
Ariana Odoms was just 4 years old when a stray bullet hit her home in Shelby, came through the wall and almost took her life. Now she's 10 years old and she's disappointed that more children like her are hurting because of gun violence.
Well, she took steps with reporter Ken Lemon to face her fears and deliver a message for you.
I haven't been on the street in a long time.
Ariana Odoms, her family calls her Ari, took us back to the Shelby home where her life almost ended at 4 years old in a gunfight that had nothing to do with her.
Which room were you in when all this happened?
That one.
Do you remember that still?
A little bit.
She tries to forget that day in May of 2016. People were shooting at each other on Tom Street. About 50 rounds were fired. 6 hit the house with innocent victims inside. 1 shot went through Ari's small and large intestines. Her grandmother stayed with her through the recovery.
If the bullet had went a little bit farther, she wouldn't have made it. Constant pain and, hurting, had to learn how to walk all over again, and we couldn't eat because she couldn't eat.
She had 5 surgeries, all before she finished 1st grade. The girl, who's now 10 years old, is frightened when cars speed by like they did that night.
I get scared and I just look and make sure nothing's, like nobody's headed out the window or nothing.
Ari is triggered when there's a crowd of people clamoring, like at a recent event for students.
She grabbed her ears and her head and she started shaking it.
What concerns her now is hearing more reports of children hurt or killed by gunfire. Earlier this year, the CDC released data showing guns were the #1 killer of children and adolescents in the U.S. in 2020. And local law enforcement says they're seeing younger shooting victims, like recent cases. When a 4-month-old and his father was shot and killed in Monroe, a 16-year-old was shot and killed in the Steel Creek community of Charlotte, a 17-year-old driver killed in West Charlotte, and a 13-year-old wounded by shots that went into her family's apartment in Cabarrus County.
I get scared sometimes, like for other kids, not just myself.
Why?
Bridget Smith is also frustrated that it's still happening. More families like hers and more children like Ari hurting and even dying from shootings.
That shouldn't have happened to her. It shouldn't happen to no child. It needs to stop. And
She says it feels like a horrible cycle with awful consequences, especially when children are victims.
It affects everybody as a whole.
It hurts most for those struggling to get beyond the hurt. Standing on the other side of the door where her life could have been taken before it really started, Ariana Odoms is a growing girl standing up to her fears, making a simple plea for change.
Put the guns down and stop the violence.
Ari and her grandmother say juvenile shootings hit close to home again late last year. 16-year-old Scott Terrier Poston was a close friend of the family. She was shot in her family's front yard and died on the front steps trying to get inside for help. Back to you.
Police arrested and charged 6 men in the days after the shooting.